Welcome back to the DIY Boomers channel. Today we'll be showing you the basics of installing this beautiful decorative aluminum fencing. Obviously this fence can be installed in a square or rectangle layout, but here you can see that it can also be installed in a gradual curve layout, which in our yard followed the natural layout of our patio and pool, adding a bit of visual interest. This particular fence is the New Haven model made by Freedom and is available at Lowe's stores. The fence is 4.5 feet tall and the panels are 6 foot wide. This is a great DIY project that you can install yourself for less than 50% of the cost of having it installed by someone else. The 2-inch square aluminum fence posts are pre-punched with holes on both sides of the post to accept the 3 rails of the fence panels. Corner posts are pre-punched on adjacent sides, while gate posts and end posts are pre-punched only on one side. The rails are fastened to the post with the provided self-tapping screws through the pre-drilled holes in the posts. Although the manufacturer does not say that the panels can be angled at the post, this particular model has enough play when inserting the panels into the post to allow a slight angle on each post. Be sure to check the fit of the model of fencing that you are considering before buying if you are wanting to use a slight angle. So when we began our fence layout, we first identified flat areas for placement of gates. Then we measured back to the end that we wanted a full panel to be showing. Unless you're really lucky, you'll end up with a partial panel on one end or the other that needs to be cut. So take all that into consideration when laying it out. These fence panels are adjustable to grade change. They have a scissor-like action so that when you raise one side up, the rails are on an incline as the pickets stay vertically plumb. Make sure that you measure the shortened width of the panel for correct distance between post holes when on inclines. These posts are 7 feet tall, so you'll need to dig your holes around 2 feet deep, depending on how high you want your bottom rail off the ground. Here we place blocks under the rails at each fence post for proper rail height. One of the most important things to look at on uneven ground is that the slope from one panel to the next does not noticeably change. You want a nice and gradual line as you look across the rails of a fence on grade changes. For this reason, you may need to raise or lower one end of a panel a little bit to keep that gradual line. A noticeable slope change is unavoidable when the grade changes abruptly. This does happen occasionally, and the slope of the fence just looks normal with such a grade change. As you can see, we temporarily tied the panels tight to the post for pouring the concrete. We would not set more than 4 or 5 posts in concrete at a time so that we could keep everything vertically plumb with our torpedo level, and so that we didn't get too far off with the measurements for our next post holes. For setting the post, we use the dry mix that can be poured in dry and then adding the water. We would fill the hole in thirds while adding the water at each third, all the while checking for plumb and raising or lowering each post as needed to maintain a gradual slope. We then secured the panels to the post with the provided screws once the concrete was dry. So here's one very happy camper named Missy that is loving rolling around in the grass with her newfound freedom. No pun intended. Sorry that there is not more documentation on the installation of the fence, but we didn't start posting videos until after the installation. We'd be happy to answer any questions you might have on the project if you want to post a question in the comments section. With that, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for future content, and we'll see you next time.